The Iron Man's challenge continued. Slowly he covered the distance, getting smaller and smaller as he went. At last he landed. A ragged black shape sprawled across the sun. Everybody watched, and now they saw the monster begin to glow. Blue at first, then red, then orange. Finally his shape was invisible, the same blazing white as the sun itself. The monster was white hot on the sun. Then they saw him returning, a blazing shape tearing itself off the sun. This shape became red as it flew. It was withering and growing larger. Slowly once more it became the black bat-winged shape of the dragon flying back to earth. Down and down, bigger and bigger, cooling as he came, until bump! He landed, this time much more heavily than before on Australia. He landed so heavily that all over the world bells tumbled out of the church towers and birds' eggs were jarred out of their nests. The monster stared down at the Iron Man, but it was hardly the same monster. His horns drooped, his face was wizened and black, his claws were scorched and blunt. His crest flopped over limply, and great ragged holes were burned in his wings. It had been terrible for him on the fires of the sun, but he had done it, and here he was. The fires of the sun are far, far hotter than any fires here on earth can ever be. "There," he roared, "I have done it." The Iron Man nodded, but his answer was to signal to the engineers once more that they poured oil into the trough under the grid. Once more they lit it. Once more the flames roared up, and the black smoke billowed up into the clear blue. And once more the Iron Man stretched himself out on the grid of the raging furnace. The Space Bat Angel Dragon watched in horror. He knew what this meant for him. He would have to go once more into the sun's flames. And now the Iron Man's hair and toes, elbows were red hot. He lay back in the flames, smiling up at the dragon, and his whole body was becoming red hot, then orange, and finally white, like the blazing wire inside an electric bulb. At this point the Iron Man was terribly afraid, for what would happen if the flames went on getting fiercer and fiercer? He would melt. He would melt and drip into the flames like so much treacle, and that would be the end of him. So even though he grinned up at the dragon as though he were enjoying the flames, he was not enjoying them at all, and he was very frightened. Even the engineers, who were hiding behind thick asbestos screens over a mile away along the beach, felt hair singeing on their heads, and they too thought it was the end of the Iron Man. Perhaps they poured in just a bit too much fuel oil.